then first having to go through a field with a load of cows. In fact, I've seen cows on the beach here, so we might be joined by some cows later on. There's already so many tiny little baby fish in that rock pool. Let's have a nose. This rock pool was so close to the top of the shore, and it was also full of like all this like weird brown murky stuff, which we're just not going to question. I don't know what that was. And it was actually a bit easier to see them from the top than it was when I ended up putting the camera in the water. But I was so happy because I didn't know what they were at the time, but I knew that they were a fish species I had never seen before. Look at this brown murky world that we're entering. But look at these incredible cute little fish that were just swimming around. Oh, that's the kind of like, I don't know what it was. It was like all, I don't know how you describe that, like oily and murky, but it wasn't oil, which meant my camera decided that it wanted to focus on all of the lovely stuff that we're not questioning what was in the rock pool instead of look, and then finally I caught the lovely cute little things. And these are 3 spined sticklebacks. I absolutely adore finding a new species. The reason I was so surprised to see them was that they actually migrate up into freshwater, so they're both a marine and freshwater fish, and for some reason it just didn't ever occur to me that I would find them swimming around in a rock pool. And so that was just a very unexpected and wonderful start to what was an incredible rock pooling trip on Barra. It just felt really awesome. Fairly reasonable edible crab size, and a big chunky one with some very hairy legs. Look at those hairs. He's a very hairy boy and a hairy bum. A hairy bummed, hairy legged edible crab with some nice size pincers. I'm sure I've done that YouTube thumbnail before. How cool is that? I am sure you'll go along and become nice and big and eat lots of other stuff. So I'm going to make sure I put him back. Away you go, little friend. Edible crabs are quite calm and chill. They'll just like to pretend to be like a pebble, like he is now, because I'm around. So he'll want to be all pebbly, and then he'll make his move. There you go. And try and go and hide under that seaweed there. Make sure he stays out of the way. Not very aggressive edible crabs, but you still need to make sure you keep your fingies away from their claws. There's lots of lovely stuff living on the bottom of these rocks. This here, that little brown chibi thing, is a type of flatworm. Shockingly, this means that it is a worm that is rather flat. I always like it when marine biologists just go for, we're not going to mess around here. We're just going to call it what it is. This, I don't know the species of, but is a type of Nermatian worm. Nermatian? I don't know how exactly to pronounce that, but basically it's predatory, that is going around looking for tiny little invertebrates to have a little nibble on, and it's also bright red and very long, which I thought was quite cool. Now this is a very cute little baby crab, and can you spot the second crab that it's teaming up with there? And there's a third secret crab. Can you see him? I can't believe just how well they blend in. Absolutely incredible. Just floating past. Oh, I caught a sea hare in my hand. Look at you. You must have just got hit off a bit of seaweed. There you go, little buddy. We'll put you back on a bit of seaweed. Oh, it's the photosynthetic sea hair. Oh, incredible. Okay. Hi, little buddy. Oh, you're a real treat. And there goes water in the wellies. Oh, hello. Yes, hello. You're so pretty. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, you're such a baby. You're just a baby. He's a cute little baby. Actually, I don't know if you're what your adult size actually is. Now, this guy is really awesome because they have photosynthetic cells that they have in their body that glisten. They look like little dots of glitter, but they're actually using that as a way to photosynthesize to get extra lovely energy. Oh, he's lovely. You're lovely. What a lovely guy. Oh, it's got a little eye. Oh, his eye is so cute. Your eye is so cute, sir. Ten out of 10 for eye cuteness. Oh, I don't think my waterproof trousers are waterproof fully because I have a very wet bum. Sir, I'd like to tell you how cute your eye is. It's so very cute to me. So very cute. Oh, tiny little things going past there. Right here you can see what anemones do best. They are using their little sticky stinging cells to catch stuff as they go through the water, catch it on those tentacles, and they're moving their tentacles toward the mouth in the middle. And you can see all the stuff that's fast flowing through the water that they're going to be able to catch and eat and gobble up, which is really, really cool to see working so hard to get their food. I also never get bored of just seeing the different colours and textures and all the different things in such a small area in a rock pool. The bright pinks, the reds, the greens. Oh, it's just so awesome. It's just such an amazing underwater world. There's also this little cute tiny little baby fish trying to swim along in the current. We're now in the bit of the rock pool that is like attached to the sea, which is why you can see so much like water movement going on. And very well blended in here was a big common shore crab just chilling under a rock, keeping an eye on me, making sure I don't bother it, and he won't bother me. It was I will never be disappointed finding a crab. A gorgeous top shell, Gibula umbilicalis, because it's got that little spot in the middle for umbilical cord. This is a scale worm because it looks a bit scaly, again keeping it simple. Oh, and this is such a special find for me. This is a cushion star. These are really not common on the east coast where I usually rock pool. They are such a west coast staple. They are gorgeous. They're little fat, like chunky little starfish. Oh, they are so cute. But just like usual starfish, you can see those kind of tube feet poking out from under the bottom of that starfish there. That's kind of how it moves. But I didn't want to pick it up and turn it over because look how tiny it is. So we're just going to leave it to be on its merry little way as it goes along and probably slurps up a lot of things to eat. This shore was so CBD, which made it a bit difficult to like find stuff and to navigate safely. But it was just stunning to see all the little creatures and all of this seaweed just be exposed and have this area to explore. Cal's watching me rock pool. He finds it amusing. Oh, big fish.
That made me jump. Whew. But there he is. Hello, friend.
This was a really big fish. He was nice and chunky. I honestly think it's a common shani, which you find quite a lot, but usually they can be smaller. This was nice and big. Oh, it was so cool.
You're lovely. You're so lovely. Yes, you are. You're lovely. Let's see what we can find over here.
You absolutely get points where you just search and search and search under rocks and you don't find anything new. Not to say that there's not life, but I have filmed like snails under rocks and bits of sponge hundreds of times. So I'm always just looking for like just a couple of things, and this was definitely this I mean, it was so scenic there, it was so gorgeous, but I just couldn't find anything that like really like took my fancy to film. And then when I turned over this rock pool, I just couldn't quite take into account like what was slithering about under there. I just saw this like swish and I was like, oh my goodness, that's like an actual eel in a rock pool. I'm so surprised that it is there. And I don't know why I should be. And that's when rock pool surprise you.
Oh, there's those slithering and slimy. Well, that was a slippery saga. There was an eel, like a big full-length kind of size eel under one of the rocks, and I mean there's literally no point trying to like pick up an eel because they are so slimy and slippery. But it was great to watch because it was incredible to see how it actually was able to like maneuver through the rocks. What I was trying to do is I just wanted to catch, I suppose, make sure I had it on film, and also kind of show you like its head and fins are here, and it's got this long body that does this really cool, I think it's called angliform swimming, which means it swims like this. But it actually like really made it mobile on the shore. It really like was able to like slither through all these rocks, which is really cool. Which I suppose is, I hadn't thought about why eels were so slimy and slippery. I assumed it was so that they could like slip away from being eaten, but actually it also helps like going through all the rocks and all that kind of stuff. So that was awesome. That was really cool to see. And unexpected. That was an unexpected big fish find. It is absolutely gorgeous here. I mean, come on. It's absolutely stunning. And we're finding some really cool, nice stuff. It's very seaweedy. So I imagine with this shore, right, that there is absolutely tons on here. But your ability as a human to find them is muchly reduced when there's all these incredible bits of seaweed to crawl in and crawl out of and live on and live under. And so I'm feeling very lucky that when I do manage to find a different animal or a different creature, then I'm able to kind of like, that I'm able to spot it, because it is a bit of hard going on this particular shore. But as you can see from just chatting, like the tide is coming right in. So I am gonna head up the shore and see if we can go back to some of the higher shore rock pools, and then unfortunately we'll have to head off, though I could stay and watch the amazing sea forever.
Film anything more in the rock pools, but got the chance to film these awesome oyster catchers, which was really awesome. I really enjoyed seeing them. And then I headed back and ended the rock pooling. But what I want to end this vlog on is actually the most beautiful sunset I have ever seen. And I want to point out, I have not in any way touched the colour or edited anything on this. This was what the colour was, if not even more vibrant in person. It was such an absolute glorious treat to the end of my stay in Barra. And I just stood outside or looking through the window of my accommodation and just stared out at the sea, and just this most gorgeous sunset. I felt very lucky to be having this opportunity, even though I was there for work. You know, I'm being paid to go over and have this amazing adventure, but the people in Barra, the scientists I met, the people I got to explore with, and then the creatures I saw, it was just one of the most special experiences I've ever managed to do, and I'm just so grateful. And then I stayed up super late watching the sunset, because it was, you know, in Scotland in summer a sunset doesn't stay really late. And then tomorrow morning I was up bright and early, because it was one ferry a day leaves Barra, and we caught that ferry very early. But my goodness, is it worth it? Please stay tuned for next week's episode. It's really good. Again, you have to count how many times I've said that. Have you guessed it yet? And also, thank you to my Patreon. Your support really massively helps. If you want to help support me and my channel, you can head over there to access exclusive content and to get your own little sea creature to add to our virtual rock pool at the end of all my videos as a massive big thank you. And I'll see everyone next week again for a really good time.